Jordan, sit down. We'll squeeze. We're a couple.
Squeeze.
We're
There
a
you
couple
go.
big
Come on.
dudes, but-
Come on.
Squeeze.
There you go. There we go.
Nice.
We're real intimate now.
Hell
That's
yeah.
Before I left New York, thanks, man. I appreciate that. One of our OCDs was gonna do it. We're that close. I mean, if we're sitting this close, we might as well, right?
We're sitting on a love seat, and we are talking about. We're talking about love today.
Oh, what
Yeah.
a topic!
And Valentine's
Yeah.
Day is coming up.
I know it is. True love is a beautiful thing.
Okay.
right.
Go
Tell
on.
us
I'm
more.
ready. I'm ready for you.
You
to
ready?
just-
What do you think love is? What have you heard love to be?
Because you assume he's never experienced it.
Oh, of course, both of you guys have experienced it. I know there's a love. You flicked my my zipper down.
A longing for, a happiness when you are with that person, and probably like a certain kind of comfort and safety.
That's dope. I love that.
Support.
Support.
Also, got each
Support.
other's backs.
I love that.
What about you?
I've learned, I don't think anyone truly knows what love is until you've had to sacrifice and give up something to fall into that deeper love, right? I think we could say we love something, but if it's not followed up by an action, how deep is that love, right? So love can be a thought, an emotion, but when it's followed up by an action, it's something a little bit sweeter.
Can I make a clarification? And maybe I'm wrong. The sacrifice is just proving the love that's already there. Or do you think that the sacrifice creates more of the love?
No, I think the sacrifice is the tangible action of the things I'm already feeling. I feel these things. So when I give up these things, I'm not giving it up and I'm losing them. I'm giving them up so I can gain more of that person, right? Because it's like, I don't really care for those things anymore if those things don't involve you. My father-in-law, when I asked him to marry my wife, I remember him saying, I think you and my daughter are in love, but I don't think you love her yet.
Whoa.
And I know. And this is what I know. I was just like, okay. And he was just like, until you guys have been through some stuff together and made it to the other side, that's when you guys really love each other.
And did his words prove true?
10 years in, yeah. We've been through some crazy stuff. My wife and I have been through some crazy stuff, and we're still at it, you know?
How does that compare with the love relationship that you have with your children?
That's a great, and so I think there's different types of love, right? So there's a love that you have with like a partner or a spouse, but then your love with your kids. When I held my daughter for the first time, that was a love I'd never experienced ever in my life, because it truly is your heart in your hands now, right? Before your heart's in your chest. When I remember being young and married, right? I remember being young and married, and I remember like, I know this is morbid, but I was just like, man, if I pass, like Tasha's young, she'll get remarried. No big, you know? No big. She's beautiful. Like, go find someone else. But now when you have a kid, you're like, I will protect this person with everything in my life, and I want to be old, and I want to grow old, and I want to see them. And so it changes your whole, it not changes, it adjusts your whole paradigm of love. You're like, I will protect you to the bitter end, you know?
I like that.
There's layers to it.
Yeah.
There's layers to it. Love is
We're
like
a couple
an
of
onion.
emotional cats here.
Oh, yeah?
You can mess us up easily.
Oh man, I don't
But-
mean to.
No,
I
no,
don't mean
it's
to.
we welcome it. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. It's nice
No.
to hear this
Yeah.
kind of passionate
Or
speech.
did you do this? I'm sorry.
I didn't do that.
Who knows? Maybe I did it. Who knows? So these things have a mind of their own. No, that's good. I'm glad we're talking about love. You know, I think if love is the supreme ethic, right? You should love everyone, no matter lifestyle, creed, culture. You know, like the love you have for your fellow man. You don't love them in an intimate way, like you know them personally, but you love them because you're a human being just like me. And so love overcomes fear.
Do you spend a lot of time thinking about this?
My whole life is about this. My whole life is about love, literally.
Is your work anything to do with this?
So I'm a pastor.
Wow.
Yeah. So go ahead, ask
okay.
me the tough questions. Ask me like, what about this and what about that?
Makes so much sense.
Yeah, and
You're
so-
speaking so articulately.
Thank you.
I'm just like, you
Yeah.
must have written this down, or
No,
at
I
least
have it
read this
hidden
to
in my
himself.
heart. You know, I have it hidden in my heart, and so, like, as a pastor, like, I love everyone, and loving people is hard. It's the most difficult thing to do, because we think because they've made a certain decision, we've been programmed to think that your different decision means that we're enemies, or your different lifestyle means that's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
true.
yeah.
I can love you no matter your lifestyle. No matter. Now, I may not agree with all of them, but I could love you as an individual, and that means something. And so, yeah, that's Valentine's Day is an interesting day. I love and hate it. I hate the commercialized
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate
commercialized.
that. I love that it reminds you to love more. But I don't love the sales part of it.
Yeah,
So-
totally.
No, ask any question you want.
Can I ask about your journey into becoming a pastor? Was this
Yeah.
something you've always
No.
known?
No, I never thought I was gonna be a pastor. I just always thought like that's for someone else. That's for someone who's a little bit more educated more than I am, a little bit more known than I am. I grew up in a Christian household. You know, well, my mom was, my dad isn't. So I grew up in a Christian household, and so there was influences there. But at some point in my life, I studied all other religions because I was just curious. I was like, I don't want to adopt this just because I'm told to. I want this to be my own. And so I started looking at a lot of other religions, and I believe what brought me back to Christianity was when you look at the life of Christ, like he lived a life of love, you know, no matter what anyone thinks about him, right? Everyone has their own opinion, and that's cool. But when I studied the scriptures for myself, I saw him love the people who were unlovable by society. And then the part when he dies on the cross, like I haven't seen in any other faith where someone's, let's say, even if he's wrong, right? Even if he's a complete loon, to lay down your life and say, I'm gonna die for you, that's a big love right there. Like,
That's
even
that sacrifice
right,
that you're talking
exactly,
about.
exactly. That's even if he's completely wrong, he was willing to put the action behind his words. So I think that's what drew me back, that kind of love. And so no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. My wife isn't, our family isn't perfect, but we just try to love everybody and let God work out the rest, you know? And
Nice.
so that's the love.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Have a great day.